So I thought we would start with, so why does it matter? Why does menopause matter? Why is it important? Well, it matters because the world population recently topped 8 billion people, and half of those at some point in their lifetime will directly experience menopause. The other half are going to know or love somebody who experiences menopause. And if we all had a better understanding, it would allow individuals to make better informed choices for themselves, but it would also allow those around them to feel as though they were in a better position to be able to support. So whether that is showing perhaps a little more compassion than they might have done before, or whether it is actually being able to give some practical support, if that's perhaps in the workplace, or perhaps if you are in some kind of supportive role. So what do we know about the experience of menopause? So we know that approximately 3 out of 4 individuals will experience some menopause symptoms. We know that 1 in 4 have very few symptoms, and unfortunately, I don't have the data to explain to you why that is. And as we go through this evening, you will hear me reference a lack of data on quite a regular basis, because women's health in general has been quite poorly researched, and menopause is sort of right at the edge of that. So menopause has been quite poorly researched, and there is so much that we still need to know about so much of the diversity of experience of menopause. 1 in 4, so around 25%, will experience what they describe as debilitating symptoms. And I really want you to remember that 1 in 4 or 25%, because as we go through this evening, you will see figures around that pop up on quite a regular basis. For those who do experience menopause symptoms, it is absolutely individual. There is no one size fits all, and you can have 2 people with the same set of symptoms, but the length, depth, and breadth and the impact on their life can be different to the next person. So I said I wanted you to remember that 1 in 4, that 25%. So not so long ago, the BBC did a survey, and 48% of the individuals who completed that survey said that menopause had had a negative effect on their mental health. 25% said it made them want to stay at home. So again, we're sort of, some of the figures that you will see come up correlate really neatly with that 1 in 4 or that 25%. So I said that there can be lots of potential impacts around menopause, but until a few years ago, we hadn't seen any kind of survey around relationships. And the British Menopause Society did a survey on relationships, and 51% of their respondents said that they recognised that menopause had affected intimacy with their partner. 38% of partners said they had absolutely no idea how to support their partner going through menopause, and 28% said that they recognised retrospectively that it had actually caused arguments between them. So as I say, it's very varied and very individual. And then another area where menopause has really been overlooked is in the workplace. And I will regularly speak to individuals who either are considering their position in the workplace, or unfortunately for some of them, they've already left. So some of you will be familiar with the CIPD, that's the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development. They've done one of 2 of the most in-depth surveys that we've seen on menopause in the workplace. So theirs is very good, And there's also one that was done more recently last year by the Fawcett Society. But they all say very similar things. So you can see there a large number of respondents said that they felt that their menopause experience had a negative impact at work. Concentration was an issue, feeling more stress, less patience. And it's important to recognize that we have more women over the age of 50 in the workplace than we have ever had before. So that's a significant rise over the last few years, and it's actually the fastest growing demographic in the workplace. So the potential impacts. So the impacts can be on any part of life. It can certainly be on somebody's personal health and well-being. It can be on their personal relationships. So that could be relationships with partners, with children, with friends, with family. We know for a fact that there is an impact on careers. Around 1 in 4 will consider their position in the workplace during the perimenopause to postmenopause transition. It can have an effect on immediate and long-term finances. So again, these are all stress points potentially. And also social life. For a lot of people, they will put everything, all the energy they have left into their work life, and then they have nothing left for their social life. So their life becomes smaller. So it is, as I say, there is no one size fits all. But it is worth considering all of the potential impacts that can happen.